Shelby Steele is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution and the writer of What Killed Michael Brown. Shelby Steele joins us tonight. Mr. Steele, thanks so much for coming on. As noted, I think that the Democratic theory about replacing the electorate is actually wrong. I think they're not getting what they think they're getting, which is kind of amusing. But the whole notion is offensive to me. Shouldn't the purpose of a government be, its only real purpose is to please and enhance the lives of the people who live there, of its citizens?
Indeed, indeed. It's hard. They seem to have no more arrows in their quiver and to fight with, to struggle with, and so they're reduced to sort of scraping around for these tragedies, like what happened in Buffalo, as something that you can turn from tragedy to power. I think it's ultimately, probably always, very often about power, and whatever narrative or scenario grabs power is what they do, no matter whether it makes logical sense or not.
But at an awfully high cost. I mean, it does feel like the social fabric is fraying. The country's really volatile. You can feel it just walking around. It's really obvious. And so into a country like that, to throw something like this and to say, see, they hate you so much they'll kill you, seems like a pretty reckless thing to say.
It indeed is reckless to say, and I'm not altogether sure what it is that makes them skip over reality itself. So happy to skip over reality to these sort of fantasy charges that they make, but they obviously get us nowhere. At this point they're almost willing to do anything. They seem to have very minimal scruples about how to move forward in American life at this point. My own little humble opinion is I've written a good bit about it, is that one of the most powerful forces in American life today is white guilt.
Yeah. And
guilt puts sort of, you have to seem to be going against your own self-interest to gain that expiation, that redemption that white guilt basically seems to long for. And it seems to me that they're caught in that, and at this point, and it's taking us nowhere. You can't resolve guilt.
No, you can't, except in church. I mean, it does seem like organized religion is a much healthier outlet for impulses like that.
Absolutely. That's where the human condition always goes, is to religion, as we should.
Yes.
It is. That's one of the reasons it's there, and human beings do that all over the world. But the left in America today is not doing that. They're spinning out another sort of dream vision, dreamscape, to sort of rewrite them. Part of the problem that I think that's happened to the left is that they've become exhausted. Their ideas have gotten, we've been driven by those ideas now since at least the 60s. They fail unrelentingly. I mean, they fail with a kind of absolute precision. And that's where they're at. They're desperate.
Yeah. And there's a nihilism in the face of those failures. I think it's a really insightful point. Shelby Steele, I appreciate your coming on very much. Thank you. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson Tonight.